Hi, my name is Janice Wang. I work as an associate professor in the Department of Food Science at Copenhagen University.
Vidste du, at den musik, du lytter til, har stor indflydelse på den vin, du smager? Prøv at se med her.
Janice Wang, hun er Master of Wine og har forsket i sensorik og har skrevet om, hvordan musik og vin spiller sammen. Det skal vi tale om nu. In English, because you prefer to speak English.
I'm a bit more comfortable with English, although I hope that one day to do it in Danish.
Sure. We'll meet up next week.
Yes.
Thank you for taking time
of course.
To explaining a bit about this, how music affects the taste of wine.
Yes.
And maybe the other way around.
Interesting suggestion. Most of our research has only been done in one direction, which is how music affects the taste. Mm-hmm. I would love to do a research study on how the taste affects music listening, but then I would need another PhD for that.
Okay. So let's just concentrate on the one you did now. Please explain what we're going to do now.
Yes, now we're going to do a demo with two different wines, a white and a red. And I would like to show how music can change our perception of acidity, of sweetness, of fruitiness, and of tannins.
So it's an Italian white wine on the Catarratto grape.
Correct.
Yes.
From Sicily. So maybe let's taste it by itself, and then I will play two pieces of music for us.
Yes. Very full.
Mm-hmm. Full
very broad and long.
Yeah, it's got a very savory finish.
Yeah, right? I would say I think actually salty.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think so. Like the sea breeze.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is it grown near the sea?
I would assume so because this is from Marsala. They tend to be closer to the sea. So now I'm going to play the first piece of music, and I want you to taste the wine while the music is playing.
It's like it's enhancing the taste. It's getting more expressive, and it's a little more sour than before.
I feel myself salivating a little bit more.
Yes.
Yeah, during the music.
Am I passing the test?
Well, there is no right or wrong answer. All we're observing is that for most people, not everybody, but for most people, listening to this kind of fast, high-pitched music, it reminds them of sourness, and also the food they taste will also feel a little bit more sour.
Ja. Så. Det var sjovt, fordi vinen, som jeg smagte før, som havde den var syrlig, den havde lidt salt. Når jeg nu hørte disse fløjter og alt det, så blev den mere syrlig, og den blev mere salt. Det er meget interessant.
Cool.
Thank you.
I'm happy for that.
Yes.
Now we can try the second piece of music. Here we go.
The taste now seems a little deeper. It's like it's coming down. I think it's a little more bitter now than before.
So I see that. For me, I think the body feels a little bit fuller.
Yes.
And even just smelling, it smells much more like honey and very ripe yellow peaches.
Yes.
And I no longer feel the saltiness as much as before.
This is so interesting. Yes.
I'm glad. Yeah, I mean, this was basically the core of my PhD. I mean, not about wine per se, but about the fact that listening to different sounds can actually change our sensory perception of taste and flavor. And now we have some neuroimaging evidence to show that it's not just well, it is in people's heads. It's not just a trick, but actually it changes the way the brain processes.
You said neuroimages.
Yes.
Which is you get it from a scanner.
Exactly, MRI.
Yes.
Magnetic resonance
So you
imaging.
stuff people into the scanner and you feed them sweet and salty and you see what's
Yes.
happening. Yeah.
So in fact, it's a very time-consuming task.
Yes.
So now we have Sangiovese. This wine smells very deep. It's very dark. Lots of extremely ripe blackberries, very dark black cherries.
Yes.
There's some like dried oregano, dried herbs, and then the oak is coming through like a dark chocolate cacao.
Bit of licorice. Wow, that's me.
Whenever Danes say licorice,
that's
I'm like I prefer not to eat licorice. But
yes. Okay.
there goes my Danish citizenship. I know. So we have 2 pieces of music to go with the wine. Here's the first one.
Now it's sweeter.
I'm getting more fruit.
Yes.
Less of the meatiness, more of this black cherry.
Much fruitier, yes. It's kind of, it's like it's flowering up. It's like a flower opening.
It favors the wine quite well.
Yes.
It makes the wine seem a little bit more elegant than it was.
This is mind-blowing.
Wow. And the last piece of music we're going to hear is a little bit special.
Okay.
We'll see what you think about this.
The nose is fuller now.
The nose is very different. Wow.
It's bitter. It's more tannic and it's deeper.
Like a very black kind of fruit. Because I feel the tannins are more angular now.
Angular? Oh,
angular, like you feel the corners of them more in the mouth, if that makes sense.
Yes.
I also agree with the bitterness. I was very surprised by the smell because I got a lot more like the smoky graphite, like a pencil kind of feeling.
Yes.
So a bit more Bordelais, if I can say that.
Yes, yeah.
Very different from that very sweet and gentle one we had when I had the cello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not magic.
Amazing.
This is psychology.
Yes.
Yeah.
And science.
Psychology, science.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for taking me through this.
Yeah,
it's been
very
very
welcome.
interesting.
Salud.
Janice, you just become Master of Wine.
Yes.
What does this title mean to you and how does it connect with your background as a scientist?
Great question. So I've wanted to be a Master of Wine since I was 22. It was literally like a lifelong dream. At the time, I was working at Microsoft as a software engineer. I only started taking wine classes because I was very bored of sitting in the office typing away on the computer all day.
Okay.
I wanted a connection to the real world.
Yes.
I was always loved smell. I used to collect perfume.
Okay.
So I took the wine classes because I was into smell. Like I cannot process alcohol, so it was not because I wanted to get drunk.
Yes.
And then when I went to do my PhD in Oxford, I approached the Blind Wine Tasting Society because I needed experimental participants to do my studies. I needed people who already knew how to taste.
Yes.
So this is why I went to the Wine Society.
Yes.
And then they told me about the Oxford-Cambridge competition, which just sounded like the most Harry Potter thing ever.
Yeah.
I'm Canadian, right? I spent most of my life in the US.
Okay.
So I wanted to join the Harry Potter competition. And then I got really involved. After my first year on the team, I became the president and the captain for 2 more years. And then that was very, very dedicated, hardcore blind tasting. And then that kind of made me think, okay, I should pursue wine a bit more. I did the WSET level 4 when I was doing my postdoc. So that was 2 years. And then came the chance to do I actually want to enter the Master of Wine program? Because the requirement is you need to have 3 years at least in the wine trade.
Okay.
I was a certified WSET educator by that point. But I wrote in my application that I have been doing years of wine research. And surely wine research should also count as being part of the wine industry.
Yes.
And I think they bought my argument. So I was accepted into the program. And now my goal for having this Master of Wine is I want to be the bridge between academia and industry, because I see a lot of academics who do research with wine have no idea about the reality of the wine world. So sometimes they'll go off into a tangent researching something that has no relevance for today's wine world.
All right.
And at the same time, I see in industry all sorts of, let's say, fantasy about how taste works and, how does the human senses work? So I want to add more science into industry and more industry sense into academia.
Yes. When was the first time you experienced that music could change the way wine tasted?
Good question. I think when I was doing my master's, I was at the MIT Media Lab, actually in a lab looking at music and technology. I was always very much into music. I think I was playing around in the lab because we had this kind of open house day when we had a lot of company sponsors come and visit our stuff. And I wanted to do a cool demo with music and tasting. So I was literally, it wasn't even wine, it was like some sort of herbal tea and just playing around with music. And then I was like, oh, I think this has an effect. And then I told my office mate, like, hey, Akito, come here, try this. Do you think it has a difference? Because all my lab mates are like musicians. And they were like, yes, I think it has a difference. So it just literally started because I needed to do a demo for something.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So to cut your paper extremely short, what is the correlation between music and wine experience?
It depends on the musical parameters that the music has. A lot of the research has shown there are correlations between basic tastes and music parameters. For example, if we talk about pitch, right? High pitch, high frequency, sweet and sour. Low pitch, bitter.
Yes.
So then if you just find music with these parameters, that will change the taste. That's the very short.
Which attributes are most relying on this? Is that the acidity? Is it the sweetness? Is it the fruit? Or is it the tannins?
Yes. So most of my research has focused on what's called basic tastes. So sweet, sour, bitter, salty, umami. So sweet and sour, I have done so many studies to show that has an effect. I haven't worked so much with things like, fruity, because that's a flavor. It's a combination of retronasal olfaction and taste.
Yes.
It's a little bit more of a squishy concept. And in research, we want to find a very clear-cut, easy thing to measure. That's why we usually look at acidity, sweetness. Tannin is something I would love to look into more because it's a mouthfeel property. Tannin is very hard to measure because when Master of Wine students talk about tannin, it's not just high or low. It's also the quantity of tannin. It's the shape, the feel of the tannin, right? I mentioned earlier, is it angular? Is it sharp? Is it green? So it's a multi-dimensional concept. So we're just starting to look into it, but I love tannin. I think it's a fascinating area of research.
Did you drink a lot of tea growing up?
Not really.
No. Okay.
No, I grew up in Texas. We had chocolate milk and ice water.
Chocolate milk and ice water.
Don't think too much into that.
Do you think music can make a mediocre wine better tasting?
It's a very good question. I think music can make a mediocre wine better. I don't think it can make a mediocre wine great.
No.
It can definitely make a bad wine tolerable. There's a reason why a lot of bars and pubs play very loud music. There's been studies that show people drink faster and drink more when the music is louder at a pub. So you can definitely make you forget about the bad taste of a not so good wine.
How does professional tasters and winemakers react when you show them the results?
Surprise.
Yes.
But I mean, often I will give a demo to them, and then they experience it themselves.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's not to say anything about, oh, they're not good tasters. This is how psychology works. And like I mentioned, the more expert you are, actually, because what is happening is that our brains are built to predict and expect what's going to happen before it does. So when you hear the music, your brain is predicting that, oh, I think the music sounds sour, and now that my wine is going to smell a bit, more tart fruit.
Yeah.
And then my tasting will just confirm what I'm already expecting.
Yes.
So in fact, if I dare say this, the more you know about wine, the more maybe vulnerable or prone you are to these kind of biases and cues. And this is why when we do professional tastings, it's extremely important that the room is silent. Maybe not so many distractions. Like we have to work really hard to build this kind of empty, clean space for us to taste, to pay attention.
Yeah. Sonic seasoning.
Yes.
Please explain what sonic seasoning is.
Yes. So normal seasoning is when you take the salt shaker or the sugar, right? So sonic seasoning is when we can use music to achieve, to some extent, the same purposes. So instead of adding sugar to my coffee, maybe I can play some slow, consonant, melodic music to make my coffee taste a little bit sweeter. Of course, it's not perfect. I like to say I'm not Jesus. I cannot turn water into wine, but maybe I can turn my wine a little bit sweeter or a little bit sour. So it's just using music to change the taste.
Yes. What is your favorite combination of wine and music?
So I'm just going to be honest and say that when I taste wine, I don't listen to music. One, it feels way too much like work.
Yeah.
And two, when I taste the wine, I remember it in my head. Like wine for me is not enjoyment. It was very sad. Wine for me is work, because we're always in blind tasting competitions. I probably like to listen to music while drinking beer more than wine, because I feel like that's going to bias my more like objective memory of the wine. So that's a very sad truth to say. I wish I could give you like a nice story about I've had amazing music and ice cream like epiphanies, but it was not wine.
And which flavor of ice cream was it?
It was in Verona in 2018 in September. Like I can remember because I skipped a conference to go eat ice cream because it's in Verona. Fior di latte
is very clean.
It's my go-to. That it's like eating vanilla ice cream, but it's even more pure, right? Yeah. You better have good quality ingredients to make an amazing fior di latte. And it was, I think it was Grom. I'm not sure if it was Grom, but they were playing this Debussy piano piece, and they had the same like clean, ethereal, like purity.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm in heaven. This is a moment.
In the high notes,
it's the high piano, but it's very sweet sounding, very consonant. And it was like slightly raining outside. Okay. It was perfect. So that's my epiphany. So
if you were to give an advice to the readers, which wine and which music should they try and combine if they want to test this at home?
I think people should have fun with this. So they should maybe pick a few pieces of music that are extremely different, have it with the wine, kind of observe for themselves what is the music doing to the wine. Mm-hmm. And based on that, they kind of curate their own wine and music matching. Yes. I have had dinner parties where I said, okay, everyone, you bring a piece of music. We're going to taste this wine and we're going to listen to everyone's music and we're going to discuss together as a group which wine music pairing we like the best. It's fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time.
Of course. You're welcome. Hi, my name is Janice Wang. I work as an associate professor in the Department of Food Science at Copenhagen University, and I'm the first Master of Wine to live in Denmark.
Thank you. It's great.
That's the correct